Still not enough. That's the feeling that follows certain people from achievement to achievement. Not in the failure, achievement. And they can't understand why arriving keeps feeling like a temporary fix for something that doesn't have a name. Welcome to Daily Power Boost. I'm Sean Michael. This isn't a podcast about pushing harder or fixing yourself. It's a space to see clearly how your experience is actually being created. Each episode offers a simple shift in understanding. Not a tactic, not a hustle. A clearer view of thought, identity, and the patterns you've been living inside. Because when misunderstanding drops, relief rises. Energy returns. You move forward with calm, sovereign clarity. This is your Daily Power Boost. Welcome back to Daily Power Boost. Last time we talked about purpose, how it isn't found somewhere out ahead of you. It's recognized in what you keep returning to when nothing external compels you to. Today, I want to look at what's been masquerading as purpose for a lot of high achievers, and why the distinction matters more than almost anything else in this blog. I know someone who built an impressive career, genuinely impressive by any external measure. They were relentlessly driven, the kind of drive that makes other people tired just watching. But when you sat with them long enough to get past the surface, you would notice something. That their drive wasn't coming from a clear sense of what they were building toward. It was coming from a clear sense of what they were building away from. A version of themselves they never wanted to return to. Some fear they'd never fully name. A need to prove something that kept moving its own goalposts. That's not calling, that's hunger. And hunger is a powerful engine. It moves things, builds things, produces results that genuinely impress. That kind of drive has a specific ceiling because hunger is organized around absence, from a gap between where you are and where you need to be to feel okay. That means the moment you arrive, hunger has to find a new gap to close, or it turns inward. Calling is organized differently. It's not around what's missing. It's about what's already present and waiting to be fully expressed. A person operating from calling isn't trying to prove anything. They're just trying to do justice to something they already sense is true about who they are and what they're here for. The difference is in how these two things feel from the inside. It's everything. Here's what operating from calling actually looks like. The work, it still requires effort. There's gonna be hard days. Sometimes you'll face failure, friction, seasons where nothing seems to move. The difference, it's underneath all that. Something stays intact. I'm not talking about motivation. It's something quieter, more durable. The sense that this is the right direction regardless of whether the current moment confirms it. Setbacks will land differently. They still hurt, but they don't threaten the foundation. That foundation isn't built on outcomes. It's built on alignment between who you are and what you're doing with that. Arrival feels different too. Not some problem to be solved that immediately reveals the next problem. Like a chapter completed in something larger that you're genuinely glad to be writing. That's the difference. Hunger needs the next thing to feel okay. Calling lets you feel okay in the middle of this thing. One question for you today. Think about what's been driving your ambition. Not what you'd say in a room full of people. What's actually true. And answer this question honestly. Am I building towards something, or away from something. That answer doesn't disqualify your ambition, it clarifies it. And clarity about what's actually driving you, that's the beginning of choosing whether to keep letting it. If you've been running hard and sensing that what's driving you might be worth looking at more honestly, it's not a crisis. That's an opening. And it's worth stepping through with some support. You'll find a link in the show notes. Next time, the wrong room. Why intelligent, capable people stay in situations that stopped fitting long ago, and what the identity cost of that actually looks like up close. With Strength and Heart, I'm Sean Michael. Stay close. Thanks for tuning in to Daily Power Boost. Ignite your potential. Remember, transformation starts with action. So take today's insight, make it your own, and awaken your inner potential. Because remember, greatness begins within. Catch you tomorrow for your next Power Boost.